Well, good afternoon and welcome to Financial Sense. I am Tanya Scott Pilcher, your insurance professor, and we have an awesome show for you. What's going on with you, Renetta?
Well, as always, I'm so excited to be here. I am Renetta Milner Gardner, your career and life coach. We're so excited to be here today. We are showing this show broadcasting live from the Gathering Spot Atlanta, and we are so excited to be here. We're excited. We have guests today who are talking about financial literacy. Tanya, financial literacy.
It's about time somebody talk about it. We've been sitting around here trying to give you guys some information in reference to finances, what to do, what not to do. But we've all said that this thing starts at home, right?
With our children.
Right. And you know what we've done, gentlemen? Before you guys even introduce yourself, when we put this thing up, we said financial literacy is a movement.
That's right.
And it's got to start with our kids.
Absolutely right.
And so today we have two handsome, y'all see this, right? The men be down in Atlanta. So we've come all the way from little old Savannah up here to Atlanta to, bring some interesting and exciting, information to you. That's what we do every single week. And we're so glad that you're here with us today. So I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves. Talk to them.
All right. So my name is Stanford Kimball, aka Mr. Crypto Rich.
I'm Clark Curry, aka KOBK, that stands for Knocked Out by Knowledge. Came up with that title because wanted to give people the information, make sure they had the right information. So came up with that because the information that we do deliver will knock you on your feet.
Wow.
That's awesome. So let's get started, everyone, with this. People perish for lack of knowledge.
Right.
So how did you guys, we know that you're faith-based, right?
Absolutely.
So what does that really mean?
Excuse me. So being faith-based, it's pretty much it's a lifestyle, So everything that we do and everything that we're bringing forth is straight out of from the Father, And the Father, I mean, the Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We serve and we worship Jesus. We really do. And everything that we do is here to bring his will here on earth as it is in heaven, right? So everything we're doing right now are just principles and laws from which that he has placed. And we're just acting them out. We're just bringing them out with what he has put in us and the purpose that he has for us, right? So in this space, the knowledge piece of it is the part that we're missing. And it comes down to we know how to go and we know how to make the money, right? We have
Right.
absolutely no problem making the money. But
Right.
the question is what do we do once we have it? That's where we fall short.
Every time.
So every single time. So we had to go back to the knowledge piece. There's three in that equation. You have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you have the understanding. The knowledge is getting the information, and that's the piece that we've been missing. But then once you get the information, you have to gain the understanding to comprehend the information that you have.
Mhm.
And the most important piece also is having the wisdom to know to take action on that knowledge, because that's the piece that's going to bring everything that you've learned into fruition. So,
Well, awesome. So we have some knowledge,
Mhm.
right? And so, like you said, we all know how to make some money. So what do you need to tell us about how to keep that money and let it work for us? I think that's what we're missing a lot of times.
Got you. Absolutely. So you want to take that?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is, what do you want to do? Because there's so many things out there that you can do to continue to multiply what you have. When it comes to income, we don't want to add. We're so used to adding, so used to trading our time, for $1.
Absolutely.
Go work an hour and they say, hey, you're worth this much.
Mhm.
And you get stuck in that cycle.
Yes.
All of us have a gift. But the question is, what is your gift?
Right.
Once you find that gift, you make that gift work for you. So now we can start developing other ways to generate more money. I mean, people trade, people invest, people have businesses. So the question is, first, what do you want to do? Then after that, it's about protecting what you have and making it grow from there.
But you all are doing something a little different. You're starting with kids.
Yeah, yeah.
So how has that been? Because, I homeschool.
Right.
However, and I homeschool because it's better, because I really wouldn't go in the school system and deal with our kids because they're a little.
Don't say. It has to be, financial literacy, and kids, and we know it needs to start early.
That's
Right.
right.
And that's another piece. You said what we've missed is that knowledge.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we give that knowledge early. So how do you get kids interested?
To be honest, they're already doing it. So when it comes to what we teach, especially with cryptocurrency and things like that, they already have the things in their hand that is, it's the digital money. So they're already born with digital devices in their hands. So now it just comes with segueing what they're already used to and just making it fun with the information. So when we're speaking, to be honest, when we're speaking with the kids, it's the same information that we're treating as adults, because just because we're adults don't mean that our knowledge are also mature.
Right.
We're also starting in infancy form, so we're actually starting the same level as kids because we were never taught this to begin with. The only difference is bringing it to their language and opposed to an adult's language, and they actually grab on and are more successful faster because they don't have the experiences of the failures and the things that we have as adults, like and scared of losing money, scared of this, and all those doubts and fears. That's a learned behavior.
Yeah.
That's learned.
You know what? You hitting them deep right now.
Yeah.
You hitting them deep.
That fear.
So before you go farther, let's say it starts with the parents, because I don't know about you guys, but money wasn't really, really taught in my home growing up. Growing up, you used to hear money is the root of all evil.
Mm-hmm.
We know that's not the case.
No.
And then we didn't have those financial educations on what to do with that income once you acquired it. One thing that we was always taught was go work that job, go work 40 hours a week,
That's
for
right.
40 years of your life
Go
to
to
retire
college,
off
to
40%, right?
That's right.
But we can't do that now because we understand what's going on with the economy. We understand what's going on with the system. So once we as parents realize that and know that we don't all make the best decisions with income, because we know that this has only been around for the last 100 years. So things are changing, and our kids, they pick up on things a lot faster. Sometimes parents are intimidated by the way that our youth is learning because of what they're picking up, and they don't understand it. So with them not understanding, sometimes maybe they might shun what's really going on when the child is trying to say, hey, this is what's going on. But because you don't understand it does not mean that you should employ that child to continue to grow in what's going on and actually partake in it as well. So once we start having that conversation and the parents realize that, then we can take it to the next level. Then that ties into what he was saying on the kids picking up on it so much faster because of what's going on in society with technology and how we're thriving.
So as parents, we also need to learn kind of at the same time.
Absolutely.
So that we can encourage our children. Just as we do in school, we want our children to go further. And we need to adopt that attitude as well, as far as understanding finances. And we're talking about understanding finances, credit, that's, okay, can we just even, we're almost afraid to say the word credit, and we don't even know oftentimes what it means. And they say, well, good credit. We don't know, what that is and why that's important.
Well, we only understand it when they say
when we turn down.
We're
turned down. For credit.
I'm going to stop you guys.
Yes.
Miss Danielle Freeman, who has joined us today. All right. Hey, good to have you. Mwah. All right, we're going to put you right here in the show.
Okay.
We running live, so this is just what we do. Y'all just move on over, because when I'm in Atlanta, my sister lives up here, right? And so however I get to see her, that's just what we have to do. So whether it's in the middle of the show, you guys, we had to stop. My mom is probably watching. Say, you're not in the camera yet, Missy. Yeah, come on over. Come on.
Get you in.
Scoop. And if nothing else,
you can get close to me there, y'all.
There
Try.
there you go.
There we
Come
go.
on. I'm still.
Come on. Yeah.
Yep. We'll hit it one more time.
Come on.
And because my mom will be so excited that Danielle and I are together today. You gotta stick your head up, Missy.
That's the wheel. Won't let me get any closer. Hold on. There we go.
Work it out, work
You
it out.
made it, yeah.
So, thanks for coming in and joining us, Danielle. We're talking about finances as always and financial literacy. And my sister works in the school system.
Oh, awesome.
She's a director over the food nutrition department in Douglas County.
Where?
And hey, she knows a whole lot about children and may be able to bring you guys into the school system there. I'm not sure if you're there
Awesome,
yet, but
awesome.
let's talk about what you all are doing in the school system.
You want to take this?
Sure. So what we're doing is we're going into the schools and we're teaching kids about the new money. And when I say the new money, as we know what's happening with the dollar, inflation is going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's rampant printing of money. And to be honest, we were pretty much doomed the moment the dollar was unpegged from the gold. And then at that point, it was just a matter of time. So now coming into this digital age, we're teaching them not only just about, just the dollar, but all currencies, So a lot of times when we're teaching kids, they have no idea there's other currencies outside of maybe the peso, because maybe they went on a family vacation to
Right.
Mexico or something like that. But they're learning different currencies from the yen. They're learning the euro. They're learning the Australian dollar, the Swiss franc, and the Russian ruble. And on top of that, they're also learning cryptocurrencies. Reason why that's such a big deal is because, believe it or not, the writing's on the wall. That's the direction we're going. There's absolutely no going back. And a lot of people don't know this, but every last one of everybody in the United States has a digital wallet. So they're prepping everything to go towards this digital way. So the biggest thing that we teach is not chasing the money. It's getting the knowledge and position yourself in front of the money. So you're already there. So when it comes, everything that happens before you were there, you literally just overflow with the abundance that comes from that. That is one of the wealth transfers that are happening right now. A lot of people are not talking about it. So when we're sitting there and we're teaching the kids about this, and now mind you, we're not talking to them about those intricate details. When we're talking to them, we're making it fun. We're making songs and stuff, EURJPY, because the currencies are paired together, and we're making songs,
She over
about
here singing it already.
and we're having a lot of fun. And then we bring in, something that we count in our coloring book, that we have, showing them those digital currencies, and also giving them information about each one of those and making it fun. And then, because even in the crypto space, you can actually earn crypto playing video games.
Absolutely.
That's where we really get them, because most of them love video games.
Absolutely.
And then, so I showed them a couple of projects that I'm personally invested in and interested in myself. And you can earn a crypto called Ethereum from that. Now, Ethereum right now is worth about $1,800 per coin. For one coin is $1,800. We have children. Matter of fact, it was one of our guys, one of the children over in the Philippines. He not only invests in crypto, but he plays these games. He even bought his parents a house because of it. So this when it comes
This
to
is real.
this is real,
This
and
is
it's
real, and
happening
it's
right
right
now.
now. Yes.
And it's happening at such a level that is creating waves. So the powers that be that see that want to give it a bad rap,
They do.
simply because their coin is not out yet. So since their system is not wrapped around that, they don't want you looking at something outside of what they have, because they always want to be that middleman. That's what crypto does. It takes that middleman out.
It does.
And because right, should I say that? Because right now you can send, like prime example, I can send you $1 billion worth of cryptocurrency. The only person to know it is me and you. And actually, you won't even know it's me. You just know my wallet address, and I know your wallet address. We won't even know each other, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world. And depending on which cryptocurrency, not only will you get it in less than 5 seconds, the fees are usually under $1. How long do you think it'd take to send $1 billion to somebody in the banking system?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
And all that you have to go through.
All that you have to go
Yes.
through. How much you
Right.
think they're going to charge you to do so?
Oh, a lot.
Oh,
I mean, just to transfer
Because they're gonna
money,
get
it's
their
about
cut.
$40 to
Just
just
to
transfer from
transfer.
Georgia to Texas. That's the
Absolutely.
minimum
Yeah.
cost.
So,
And then if you do something even higher than
Right.
$10,000, you got all this stuff to go through
all the
in order.
paperwork.
Yeah. So it's just new technology. And usually, we always respond in fear.
Mhm.
But the acronym for fear, false evidence appearing real, right? So when we operate out of that, we only can get the results from the way we react to something. Every action is a seed. So if that's the actions that we're putting out, guess what's going to come back? Not what we want. We're like, we're wondering, like, why am I not getting apples where you're planting cactuses? Like, you know, it's just not going to work. So, and mind you, everything that I'm saying, that's also what we're teaching the children, because the mindset starts there.
Right.
And unfortunately, as parents, sometimes we put that mindset into our children, thinking that we're helping them when we're actually hurting them with that, because we're passing on our doubts and fears to them. So when people talk about generational curses, no, it's generational mindsets. All you're doing is passing on your mindset to your child. So then guess what? Now they go and plant the same seeds. Look, I get that, mama. It's just the seeds of thought that's being passed on, not a curse.
Right.
So how do we, at home, what can we do at home in combination with what you guys are introducing in the school systems? So how do we start that conversation at home with our kids when we don't know it ourselves? How do we start that conversation?
Get in contact with us.
Okay.
Get in contact with goddrivenglobal.com. And what we do, we actually just finished up a summer program. And then within that summer program, we taught the youth everything that you're asking right now. It's baby steps. So this doesn't happen overnight. What you're seeing right now is us dealing in this space for the last 5 years and just doing it over. We didn't rush into it. We took our time with it. And, while we're talking about this, those who are looking at the crypto space, one thing that we really must tell you guys is that the most important thing is security.
Right.
You have to protect yourself. There's I know a lot of us right now, we've seen all these different hackers, all these different scammers are coming out, hacking bank accounts, because a lot of people are using your traditional Yahoo email, your traditional Gmail.
Right.
Those things can get hacked. There's other things out there that prevent it, like your 2FAs. And, I'll say this, one of the most things, let me give you guys some free sauce right now. Right?
We appreciate free sauce.
Free sauce.
We're getting free sauce right now.
So if you're doing,
Listen up.
Move over because they can't see Danielle.
if you're doing anything with assets, anything with money, y'all about to miss this free sauce. Right?
No, we're not
Y'all
missing the
about to miss this free
We're
sauce.
not going to miss the free sauce. Everybody listen up. We're about to get some free sauce.
So anything dealing with assets, anything dealing with money, you want to connect it to an email account, a secure email account, right? It's called Proton Mail. Proton Mail is an encrypted email that you have to set up to 2FA. Anything that goes into that account, you're going to know. Anything that comes out of that account, you're going to know. When you're sending funds, you have to approve that transfer through that account. It's the way I like to say it's military protected.
Yeah, I wanted to back up.
You want to?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But
You're
you
right.
can't say 2FA and then expect to know what they're
Can't
talking
do that. It's
about.
Mr. Crypto Rich.
Okay.
Go back.
So
and tell
all a
us what that
2FA is a two-factor authentication.
Right.
Right. That's it. So they have, the only way to get in there is it's got to be approved through two sources that you have personally. And that's it. It just makes it harder for
So
people.
like
to
you
get
put your
into
driver's license next to your face, click.
It's
It's me. That's one, and there's something else. I don't remember what the other one is. I know
So
that's one
it
I've gone
depends on the
through.
platform.
Okay.
So yeah, different platforms that have different options, because some people can do it on their phone. Some people can do with like Google Authenticator or something like that, or Authy. There's a bunch of different apps that you can use for your authenticator to be able to back your stuff up, and along with something else in there. So it gives you options, and you can choose whatever too. And also with the options in that platform, makes it harder for the person to even figure out which one you have,
Mhm.
and then try to crack each one of them.
So is that accessible to anyone at this time?
Absolutely. The platform is free. It's free. They do have a paid service, but we tell most you don't need the paid service. You'll do just fine with the free version. That's right.
Okay, so when do I need that? When I'm doing crypto only? Or just
You need it now.
You need it with anything that you would have connected to a value, your bank account. Yes, crypto. Anything that you have value running through, I would attach that to it, or I would have it linked to your Proton email. Because anything that's linked to your Gmail, because usually your email is used for backup passwords and things like that. That's how they're able to get in. So anything that you were worried about people getting into, that's what you use Proton Mail.
Absolutely.
Oh man, y'all need to be educating grown folks.
I know. I'm here going, wow.
So we did. We did.
We did.
So maybe this is a good time for our actual origin story. So that's what we started. We started with adults. We started teaching adults and so on and so forth. And what happened was when I was in there learning myself, my son was always with me. So then he started asking me questions. He was 10 at the time. He started asking me questions. I was like, that's a pretty good daggone question. I was like, okay. I was like, you paying attention? So then I was like, then we had an idea. So we sat down with him. We showed him a strategy, a trading strategy, and we're like, okay, let's see how you do this. So we let him go. We started a demo account. We let him go. So he went in there and he started doing certain things that he was following the instructions, but we asked him a question to make sure he actually understood and he wasn't just guessing, because
Right.
it's not about gambling. It's about making a decision based off of data. Okay. So I was like, okay, you know what you're talking about. All right. So we sat back in less than an hour. Let's just say, I won't say the exact amount, but he
No,
made,
we can.
we can? Oh, we can?
Absolutely.
He made over $10,000 in less than an hour.
Are you kidding?
That's when I was
Your
like,
10-year-old?
yes. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Money doesn't care who's doing it.
Nope.
Say that again. Say
It doesn't
that
care.
again.
The action is rewarded with the outcome. It don't matter your age, your gender, your family, who your mama, cousin, sister is. It don't. None of that stuff matters.
That's right.
The person that puts in does the action is the one that gets the outcome. So after he did that, we were blown away. So then we partnered up with a youth life center. Okay, we went over there and we started teaching them, and we found out kids actually not only do they learn faster, but they're more successful in this area. And then what happens is then they go home super excited. Then the parents come back like, what is this that they're talking about? They made $300 in 3 minutes. Like how in the world are they doing that? So then the parent comes, and then now they're bringing the parent. They're like, you know what? Now our focus is them, because then when they go and talk to the parent, then the parent comes, and then it is able to heal the whole household. Because like you said at the very beginning, it's about the beginning. How do you change the world? Well,
Right.
first you have to change your continent. How do you change your continent? Your country. How do you change your country? Your neighborhood, your city, and then all the way to the household. It starts at the household.
Starts in the household.
That's right.
So many of us don't know what to do
Mhm.
right. So we're afraid, because we went out, we made this money, and then you don't even know what to do with it. Okay, so I got $2,000 in the bank. I want that $2,000 to grow, and all we know is to put it in the bank, but it's only growing at what 0.02%.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Now
so,
you
and
can
then
go
pennies.
and we talk about generational wealth, and how are you going to have generational wealth with only $2,000 in the bank? Hey, and I'm waiting on somebody to pass away that don't have no money,
Right.
that because the insurance rate was too high, so they only have what $10,000 maybe. So what's
And
that going
we
to
use
do?
all of that to bury them, and then then we have to come
So-
together out of our pocket.
Do y'all understand y'all asking a loaded question right now?
Yes,
I do.
Y'all know what y'all about to open up?
Yes.
Y'all-
Yes.
So
Yes.
guys, number one, the bank is not for growing your money.
No.
Mhm.
It's not. That was a system in place so whoever owns that bank can grow their money. It's not for us. There's other ways to grow your money, things that have a higher return rate that we'll talk about a little bit later. We were just talking about debt, so burying our parents or our grandparents and everything like that. Our people are scared of life insurance.
Yes.
And most of them don't even have life insurance.
Right.
But if we're talking about the other side, that is one of the fastest ways to generate wealth. But we don't talk about that. We don't know who to talk about that. And that's how they create that generational wealth. That is one of the first ways to create that generational wealth. And we're talking about our people. We're big into the fad, into the trend. What's now? What's happening now? The latest shoes, the latest clothes, versus not doing it and putting your money into something that's going to appreciate, i.e., property, i.e., land. Then now we can transfer that over to our kids. Now we're building the generation. We're building wealth for our kids, our children. So it starts with that right there.
So to piggyback on that real quick, and a little secret, and I won't even say it's a secret because it's not a secret, but with the wealth that you're doing is not, you're not building it in your name.
Ooh, that's it.
That was a mouthful.
That right there, you're not doing it in your name. And what I'm finding is, and even what it used to be with myself, I just didn't know, when you're doing things in your name, what's taxed the most? Personal. The IRS tax code is built in favor of businesses. So the thing is you need to also have a business to be able to funnel those things through, and on top of that, and trusts. So have that, and that trust owns the businesses.
Absolutely.
Okay, so can you go back and explain that, because I'm sure that most people don't even understand what a trust is.
So for tax purposes, a trust is just an entity it is a person that doesn't die. Your trust stays alive. It has a for all intents and purposes social security code, just like we all do, you know, and it doesn't die. So basically, when you set it up and it owns it, now all the taxes that are built for that type of structure is over there, and it's a lot lower. But it has ways to defer and also to minimize the tax hit based on in terms of personal. Because if you stay in that personal loop, yeah, you can go out there and make $1 million. Prime example. Everybody knows about the person that won the lottery. It was at $1.2 billion.
Right.
And people telling them congratulations. I say congratulations to the IRS because they the one got over
That's
800
right.
million.
That's right. That's right.
Prime example.
Right.
You know, 1.2 billion, they got up like 400 million. Now, I'm pretty sure they're not complaining because that's probably 400 million they didn't have.
Right.
But at the same time, wow, you know. But that's an example of it being coming to a person instead of it going through business, you know, a business establishment. So, and I want to go deeper, but that's gonna open up a whole. Yeah, I'm gonna stay superficial. Yeah, I'm gonna stay superficial.
Surface level right now.
Yeah,
Surface level.
because this right here is one of the biggest. I'll say the biggest okie dokes. Because how do you have a mass of people stay where they are and be able to oppress them like that, but you still be able to move and say that, hey, I'm following the rules too? Well, you create an educational system that teaches them how to go and become workers and not how to build businesses.
We have had these conversations. Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
and to
going.
build businesses, and then you write a code, make in a tax code in favor of the businesses and keep the personal piece oppressed. So no matter how much you work, not only are you not keeping up with inflation with what you're working, also we put in these rectangular programming devices we all have everywhere, making us consumers, especially as melanated folks. We're the biggest consumers and we make the least amount of money.
Hallelujah.
You know, and because we want to look rich but not be rich.
Oh,
You know, and I understand. Now, there's nothing wrong with buying the
that
dumb
hit.
stuff.
That hit. Because that should have hit. Because
So
it's the truth.
that's
It is
right.
the truth.
And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with having nice things.
No.
It's just about how you get it.
Right.
I like the dumb stuff too, but I don't buy the dumb stuff with the original money. As a matter of fact, I don't even buy the dumb stuff. What you do is you have the business, but the money that the money has made by the dumb stuff. You know, prime example. I'm gonna give one example, then I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay.
Most people, if they got $100,000, then they want $100,000 car, right? They will go and take that $100,000 and then they will go and buy the car. I don't have a car payment. I'm winning. Yeah, but you're also out of $100,000.
That's right.
So, and I'm gonna touch on good debt, but
OPM.
yeah, other people's money.
Hey.
So
We're down with y'all remember that? We're down with OPM.
instead of going and buy the car with your money, no, you take that same money and like we talked about, you go and buy a property that is actually generating residual income. Okay, and then you have the property, which is also an asset, paying off the car, because the car note at $100,000 is going to be about like maybe $2-3 or something like that, depending on your interest rate, right? So you go out and you find a property that you can leverage. It's all about leverage, that you can leverage, that not only pay itself off, but also pay the car note. So now when the car note is done, your $100,000. Now mind you, that $100,000, yes, it's still in that property, but most likely over time, what happens to the property? It goes up in value.
Yeah.
So you just got a free car, by the way.
Yeah.
And then when you sell the property, not only do you get your money back, but you get a profit.
All day long.
It's just two different ways of and at the end of the day, you still got what you wanted.
Yep.
So there's a way to get what you want and still be able to use your money to be able to work for you. Because every dollar you get, I look at it like, you know, because we talk about combating poverty, and it is a war. It really is. And every dollar that we get is a soldier. But a lot of times we're eating our soldiers. We're wearing our soldiers.
Well, that was good. I ain't never heard that. That was good. You see that? All right.
You guys gotta add that.
All right.
You gotta add that.
Okay, so you don't have somebody answering questions online.
We do?
Yeah, because
Oh, awesome.
somebody named Ola Kimball
Oh,
just
that's-
answered.
Oh, that's my baby right there. That's,
All right.
that's my wife.
Okay.
Shout out to
my
Miss
wife.
Kimball. Shout out to Miss
All right. We had just answered questions for other people. Keep doing that, Ola, because we can't see it right now. We're having a good time. Go ahead, Miss Kimball.
So, because I came in late, I do have a question. What age group do you work with when you say you're working with the youth?
The lowest that we worked with was 7 years old.
Okay, and what's the oldest?
There's no.
There is no
No.
120.
the,
Not a cap.
the oldest gentleman we had was what, 89, 90, not about 89, 90 something years old.
Because usually with older, what we're finding is that they're kind of set in their ways and like, this is what worked for me in the past. They got sold on a 401k piece and they're,
Oh, my
and
goodness.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go, and they're like, I don't want to, and especially with something like this, I don't want to have to learn something new. I just want to have my money where it is now. And then they're not realizing that you're not actually learning something extensively new. You're just transferring it from one place to another that grows better, so.
All right, so. All right,
There's a sign-up
Vicky
form on
says,
our
okay,
website.
Mr. Crypto Rich. All right, now, so we have a gentleman that asked, a living trust is where you place your property to include real estate. One thing it does among many is One thing that it does among many is keep your property out of probate court, which can be expensive and lengthy.
That's right.
Said, thanks to the lady on this panel and the forum she led, we established that, okay, he established a living trust.
Good.
All right,
That's good.
it would be good to have this conversation in the Chatham County school system, especially what you all were just talking about. She said the insurance part. And then we had another that said, I just recently learned about the power of gift taxes to pass money to our children without getting taxed to do it. So I'm not aware of that, but that was interesting.
That does have a limit, and they caught on to that. That does definitely have a limit, and so when you start talking, it depends on the amount of money. But if we start talking 7, 8, 9, those 10-figure type deals, there's another avenue that you'll have to use.
So Ms. Jones asked a question, but she didn't really ask. She said it'll be a good conversation to have with Chatham County, our Chatham County school system. And so that's how we found you in Savannah. And so those of you that have seen this newspaper out, pick it up and read. All of their information is here. But again, we need to get them into our school systems. We need to get them into every single school system. Hey, and we're talking about the school systems, but who cares about the school systems? If you guys are really serious about financial literacy and what they have, then we really need to have a whole youth conference in reference to financial literacy. Now, what the state of Georgia has said is now that financial literacy should be in all schools, right?
Absolutely, that's right.
That's something new that's come out. How are they moving? I mean, you all are a part of the head of the group, head of everything, but what's really happening? Have they started that?
So
You all should be so busy.
So this is awesome. Governor Kemp, we both just found out about this initiative, and actually we started this program before that was even announced.
Mhm.
So now it's kind of awesome because literally we are the trailblazers to what we're doing inside these schools. No one had to tell us to do this. And then that came out. So that right there was very monumental for us. But now what we believe is that we need to get in there before the system determines what needs to be taught.
That's right.
Because we believe once the system gets put around this, they're going to have what they want the children to learn. And we already seen that happen before.
Yeah.
We already seen that with the 401ks. We already seen that with retirements and everything else. And we see how that lasted. But now it's about putting the right information into the right. That's what it is. And then by doing that, every individual can make their own executive decision on how they want their finances to grow and how they also want to live their life as well.
Right. That is excellent. So how do people reach out to you to get you in their programs? We got youth programs going on. And when you gonna start building your staff up some more?
So they can reach us on our website is www.goddrivenglobal.com. You can also reach us via email, which is goddrivenglobal@gmail.com. We also have goddrivenglobal@protonmail.com. We have both of those also. And that's the best ways to reach us. And we check that all the time. So we'd love to work with pretty much anyone because we know that we're walking in purpose. We were made for a time such as this, and all of the stuff that we've been through. We didn't even talk about our come from.
Right.
So just to let everyone know, we are retired Air Force veterans. been deployed to combat and things like that. And there's a lot of situations that we have been through that we wouldn't wish on anybody else, but we understand why now. I would never take it back. Because what I did was when I was in Iraq and when I was in Afghanistan and I saw how they lived and I was in combat, that stress built our mental tolerance and our physical tolerance. So when we came back, we realized we don't have a problem here in the United States. We don't have a problem. And just think of it like this.
That is,
Just think,
say that again, because that's how you guys managed, and I know we're talking about finances, but understanding and managing a stress and then being able to go into a situation and say, there's no stress there.
Not at all. Even if you think about this, even the person that's living under the bridge can still go into a restaurant and get clean water in the bathroom. They don't even have that option. To be honest with you, over there, the water itself, when it came out, it was skin color.
Absolutely.
And they have no choice. There's no option to get anything else. There's no option. Like turn on the light was a toss up in the air. And mind you, that's not actual like power grids. We're talking generators, maybe, So, and then just their whole situation, and then their government. I'll talk about this. A lot of their government is so oppressive that it's topside. That's the reason why there's no middle class. You're either rich or you're poor. There's no, and if we ain't careful, we're gonna end up right in the same bag.
I was about to ask,
We're
do
already
you think
following.
that's trending?
It's already
That's happening.
It's already
Yep,
happening.
Here
the
in
writing's
America.
already on the wall. It really is. And after this major wealth transfer, with this thing that happened, everyone who's taking action on the information now, all I'm gonna just say, just wait till about 5 to 10 years from now, you're gonna see a distinct difference between lifestyles. And that middle class is gonna get completely erased because even if you look at now of where our median is in the middle class now, there's a reason why they call middle class the backbone of America. The upper class walk on the backs. They pay the most taxes and do the most work. And the lower class, they're getting paid from all the taxes they've been taxed on. So how do you get out of that sweet spot? You have to put your money in places where it works for you, because if you don't learn how to if you don't know how to make money while you sleep, you'll work to the day that you die. Hands down. There's no option. There's only 24 hours and you gotta sleep some, you gotta eat some, So.
Well, I'm ready to make money while I sleep.
Yes, so Claude,
So-
walk us through, some things some simple things, I guess, that we need to do. We need to be in a course, right? In a course like your course.
Absolutely.
How long is your course?
Yes.
So I'm still in the course.
Okay.
Okay.
And with that being said,
Students,
I
great
never
learning.
stop learning.
That's
I'm
right.
always studying because things are gonna always develop. Things are gonna always change.
That's right.
So the base thing is to come in and get the basic instructions, walk you through it, have a whole platform for every single one. So you can be advanced, you can be a beginner, but you guys can both start at the same level and build and work up together, work your way through the program.
Well, in the schools, how long is that program? What do you all do with the kids? How long do you keep them in a session? Or is it a whole school term that you do?
So what we recently just did, we did a 6-week course, and we rotated 3 to 4 groups 2 times out the week, and there were 45-minute segments. So with the youth, we know their attention span is a lot lower, but it's all the way across the board anyway. So 45 minutes. So for 45 minutes, we're gonna give you as you said, the sauce. We're gonna give you the sauce. But the biggest thing, what we did with the kids and what we found out, it's with the adults as well. You got to make it interactive. You got to make it fun. So I don't care if that's from dancing, if that's from music, if that's from colors. But while we're doing that, you're getting the information and you're retaining it. Then when you come back to the next, we're going to add on that just a little bit. We're going to ask you questions from the previous sessions and see if you remember. If you don't remember, we're gonna touch on that a little bit. And as you progress, we just keep going. And then after 6 weeks, honestly, those kids before the 6 weeks is over, they already know how to trade. Honestly,
They know how to trade.
yeah.
Most of us don't know how to trade.
So we didn't even talk about that
We
part.
surely did.
Oh, talk about that part. Let's talk about
So
that.
exactly what when we show like with my son, that's exactly what we do with them, but on a more intensive scale. Because it's not just about, so they're learning a skill. The biggest thing that they're learning right here, nobody can take it away, because they can get stripped. They can be millionaires and get stripped down to a penny.
Yeah, but they know how to do it.
Take that, exactly. Because if you did it once, you could do it again, because they can't take your skill. Because if they take away that market that you're making the money, it's going to hurt them more than you.
Absolutely.
Right.
So because that's, mind you, the market that we're on is the world's money. It's not just based off of, that's the reason why, me personally, I like currencies over stocks. Stocks are national. It's about $22 billion a day, roughly, right? Currencies are over $6.7 trillion a day.
Say it again. Say it. I don't think they heard you.
I heard
6.7
trillion a day. So that's simple probability. Which one do you believe you have the higher chance of being successful in? 22 billion a day, that's national, that's based off of people's actions. Because prime example, even if you go and invest in Tesla, Elon Musk with his eccentric self will come out there and do something just crazy, which he has done before, and it goes down, and now your money goes down based off of somebody's personal life.
Right.
But when we're talking about currency, it takes worldly moves for these things to happen. And most importantly, with stocks, depending on how you're doing, if you're just buying it and holding it, you only make money on it going up.
Right.
With currency, you can leverage it because it's pairs. You can make money on it losing value. Remember, wealth is never lost, it's just transferred. The question is, are you where it's going?
Wealth is transferred.
That's right.
Where are you?
Right here. Right here.
Wow. Oh gosh, I am like, my mind is kind of
Yes,
blown.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like,
So just to recap.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Recap for
we
us.
teach the youth as well as adults about the security and the importance on cryptocurrencies. Teach them which ones to look at. We teach them how to look at the different cryptocurrencies so they know which ones are going. Because we see those commercials and we see the news
Mhm.
saying this crypto.
Yeah, because everything is down right now, right?
Is it?
Bitcoin or something look like it's way down.
but did
So-
you hear
Oh,
what
wait,
he
oh.
said? Is it because wealth
It
Number-
transfers somewhere.
Yeah.
decreases
transfer.
its
It came out of it, but
transfer?
where did it go?
I
And not only
have
that,
no idea.
did it like crash? Did it correct?
Mm.
Better yet, if
Oh.
you say it's down, what do you do right now?
What do I
Ooh,
do?
Ooh,
I-
yes.
Mhm.
I'm praying that it goes up.
What
That's
do
all I
you do?
do. I want to.
I don't
watch, I leave it.
Afraid. I mean,
I
you
leave
know,
it usually.
you
You,
move
Right.
you leave it?
I leave it because
Should
I
you
don't
move
pay
it?
attention.
You move it? You know what I'm doing?
What?
I'm buying as much as I can.
The
Why was
market is
that?
the only place that people run away from discounts.
Well, damn.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry.
Run away
It's the
from
only
this
thing. Think about it. We're so focused on, oh, it's going up. Then that's when people buy. That's the worst time to buy.
That makes
Right,
sense.
well, it's down.
And then when it
I
drops
do my
down,
stuff
people
like
are
that.
scared and they're like, I don't want to buy it. No, that's when it's on sale.
I saw that.
Buy
That was a
it.
quote out there when they said when everyone else is afraid.
Yep.
Mhm.
Who said that? I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about.
And when everyone else is afraid, that's when you should move.
That's right.
That's when you should buy.
Right.
And when everybody else is buying, and so you should do something.
Mhm.
It was a quote.
Yeah.
Because all we're doing is trading. Because prime example, if I've already accumulated at the low, right, and everybody's out there, they see it going up, they're buying it from me.
Mhm.
Oh.
And then when
Once
it's
again, that makes
and then when it's
sense.
going down, everybody's scared and they're selling it.
Yes.
I'm buying it from
You
you.
got it.
Absolutely. And then I go and I do it again.
So this is what we
What is
do.
the what,
This
what is
what
the
we
next
do.
one?
This is what we
Yeah,
just do.
yeah. I need to enroll.
Yeah,
So-
so what is
Going
the
to
next
class.
one?
Oh my God.
So
What is the next
actually,
one?
we're actually doing classes out in Fayetteville right now at Rome Trillers right now. And we'll make sure you guys have that. But that's where we're located. We're doing it every Thursday. And it's just a basic class,
Mhm.
Crypto 101. So individuals can come in, ask their questions, and we
awareness.
go from
Mhm.
there.
So are
can
you
you
all
do-
not
what time of
doing
day is
Zoom
that?
live?
Yeah, we're doing
What time
Zooms
of day is that?
because this
Oh,
needs
Yeah, if you were
everybody
here,
needs
you
to be
know.
That's right. I
to
can
get on
travel.
this right here. You can talk. You can
Said,
talk to
"I'm
the next.
here."
So actually, we were doing Zooms, but we were doing Zooms during the prime of the pandemic.
Okay.
But now since it's lifted, what we find out that this right here, this interaction is a lot better. We feel that individuals learn more this way because now we can sit down and have eye to eye. I can look at your body language, see how you're
How you
taking
see
in what
it.
I'm saying. Like you don't quite understand that. I can't do that on the Zoom.
Right,
You know,
right,
you know, and
Right,
then,
your camera's off.
So can we create opportunities for? Do you guys travel? I guess is my question. So if we were to
Absolutely.
create an
Absolutely.
opportunity for a class in another city, for example, in Savannah,
Mhm.
That's easy.
We just did one. They pay for us to come out to go to Vegas. We just did one for a private school in Vegas, and then we're actually going back down to the bottom of Georgia to do one out there as well. So we
Well,
do
And
that.
we're all
so in
we're all
Savannah,
over Atlanta.
the bottom of Georgia, because we think Savannah is.
No.
Bottom.
Bottom is like
That's
Val-
right.
Val- Val-
Val-
Val-
Val-
like,
okay.
you know, bottom.
Well, we lot of comments going on here. You know, everyone's saying that they need to enroll in your class. The principal goes on any investment, you know, when you were talking about buy when it's low.
Yes.
So that is great. So we love a good sale. Oh gosh, yes.
Now we know.
And when the price is down, that's the sale price. Time to buy. That's someone was agreeing with that. But you know, everybody here is excited about being on and listening at what you all are saying. Definitely, what usually happens with our show is that it's going to repeat a couple more times this week, and we're going to have full access to this because what we really want to do in the long run, and I won't say long run, is that we a venue, a place where people that are really concerned about growing money can all come. You know, yes, you're going to have to come to a conference someplace where they are, and there are other people out there that may be a little bit more like them, may not. We had a young lady on our show that created a game. Young Black female, 34 years old, that created a financial literacy game that kids can learn and have fun with. So getting all of you guys together, that's teaching things that we are not getting in school anymore. You know, we don't get any home economics in school anymore.
Right.
We don't know how to sew. We don't know how to cook. We don't know how to we don't know how to balance our checkbooks.
They don't know how to write a
Wait, what's
check.
that? What's the
They
checkbook?
They don't write a check.
Right.
They don't know how to write a check.
What's the checkbook?
Yes,
What's the
exactly.
checkbook? They don't know how to, they don't even know how to write in cursive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they take
So
that
all
out.
of these things that they've taken out of the school, we need to bring it back in some other form, you know, or if it's just 45 minutes coming back into the school system. But the state of Georgia has said that they are now saying it's okay for financial literacy to be in the school. And I'm glad that you all are out there now. So we want to get everyone to get them out as soon as possible because we do not want them to begin to dictate what our children have to learn.
Absolutely.
So all you homeschool moms out there, you know, we need to get them right now because we don't believe in the way that the school system does stuff anyway. That's why we took them out. And so we need to get them on and a part of our classes and get them involved because our kids are ready. And right now, the school system says when you're at this age, this is what you need to learn. But at 7 years old, they can learn anything.
That's
You
right.
give them a college book and teach from it. Guess what? They're going
They
to learn
learn
college
college.
material.
Yeah.
It does not
Kids
matter.
are sponges.
Absolutely.
They
You know?
learn what we put in.
Right.
And as adults, we've got to get better equipped, you know, regarding what we put into these kids. So a program like this can really start, you know, at any age. But you said that conversation again, we go back to the conversation starting in the home.
That's
You know,
right.
so we tell everyone you need to avail yourself of what it is that they're doing. Give us your information
Yes.
again, how to contact you guys.
You know, before we do that, you brought up a good point, and I love what you said about that. We did come out with that coloring book. We haven't released it to the public yet. And then also the individuals that responded. If you guys want more information, go to www.goddrivenglobal.com and then send us a message. And in that message, put if you want to learn more about crypto, let us know. If you want to learn more about Forex or just trading in general, if you have some questions, let us know so we can respond to you accordingly to your needs and we can be specific to you. And then also this newspaper, if you guys want a copy of this newspaper, let us know. We've been shipping them out globally. The newspapers are $1. All we ask is that you pay for the shipping, but we will definitely get that out to you. And then if you want to give us a donation, just put it in the chat and we'll get you that way so you can donate to the cause as well. Because everything that we're doing with the donations and with the books are going directly back to our youth so we can to continue to develop different things for them so they can actually take home and learn this skill.
Okay. Well, I will be buying books.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
I need 18 immediately.
No problem.
I know that.
And let me ask you this, have you guys even considered going into churches? You know, because churches do after school
So,
programs with tutoring and things like that. And, you know, that's
What do you have in mind? Hold on. What do
So
you have
I'm
in mind?
thinking more boys and girls club.
you know,
Okay.
boys and girls clubs, but, you know, bringing a program, you know, as a former youth director at my church, we're always looking for ways to enhance our children's knowledge. You know, so bringing programs like this, you know, I mean, kids have, you know, praise dances and they do all this kind of stuff, but, you know, but making sure that they have a solid knowledge base. Again, talking about it starting with the youth. That's something that I would certainly be interested in bringing my way as well.
The answer, yes. And to be honest, especially in churches, because then we can tie in, you know, how the Bible talks about, you know, Ecclesiastes 11:1-7, where it talks about it's good to invest in foreign trade and things like that. Because everything that we're doing is biblical. Like there's nothing new under the sun, you know. So everything that we're doing right now, we're literally just taking the way He
The
made it and
principles,
applying
yeah.
exactly, and applying the rules and getting the result. That's it, without the distraction.
This is, you know, this is awesome. So you gentlemen, what are, you know, some final thoughts you'd like to share with our audience? I mean, this has been an amazing show. We've learned things that we didn't know because we thought, you know, we knew
Smart.
we thought we were smart. You know, we thought we knew some things, but we're finding out that, you know, we're behind.
Yeah, we're behind, especially on the crypto side.
On the crypto side, yes.
There's a reason we're behind.
Of course.
Give it to
Oh,
us.
intentional.
Give it to us.
I mean, I would just do
Well,
that.
okay,
There's
well,
a
there
reason.
you go.
So now this conversation right here is how we start. You know, we come out and get this education. Don't be scared.
That's the biggest.
Don't be
Yeah.
don't be fearful of what you don't know.
Okay.
You know, one thing I want to say is we were talking two things that I will leave you guys with. You guys were talking about credit earlier. Don't be afraid to put your child as an AU, authorized user, on a credit card if you have good credit.
Yes.
Right.
There's a reason.
You have good
There's a
credit.
reason
And
why.
not do it.
There's a reason why these kids, these 18-year-olds, are graduating with 750, 800 credit scores because they're AU. You don't have to give that child a card.
Right.
Don't
Correct.
give the child a card,
Correct.
you know, unless they're
Correct.
responsible. Put them on as an AU. You know, there's a whole nother topic about credit later on, but that's one way to get that child on the right path. And then on top of that, you're having those financial conversations in that home about credit, what it can do for you, how you can use credit to get what you want without going into debt.
Right.
You know, all debt ain't bad debt.
Right.
So we gonna
Right.
leave it down. And just another thing, I'm going to tie these two together is security when it comes to crypto. If you guys don't know how to hit us up, we'll explain it to you. You know, there's birthdays, there's anniversaries, there's everything. You know, one thing that I'm starting to do now when it's a birthday, I'm not going to send you money, I'm going to send you crypto.
Yep.
And you just put that away.
And put it away.
You know,
like we do with savings bonds. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Saving, yeah, absolutely.
But saving bonds take so long.
Yes.
With my daughter, one of her aunts.
Crypto doesn't.
You know, would send her a bond, and I'm thinking, yeah, it takes so long. So final thoughts there.
So final thoughts for me is, you know, even when you have, so now you have what I would call a plug, you know, you have us, you know, and we're willing to share all information because we got it because somebody was willing to share it with us.
Absolutely.
Okay. But even once you get the information, you have to be patient with it and patient with yourself. That's most important. And you have to be disciplined to continue to apply the information. You don't have to do it like a lot at once. It's about consistency. And that consistency over time, compounded together, are going to make big results. And most importantly, when everything works out for you, don't be greedy.
Share.
Don't be greedy. Share it because it is better to give than to receive. Because when you give, guess what? It's going to come back to you, you know, 30, 60, 100 fold.
That's right.
Absolutely. So thank you all so much. This show today has been an incredible show regarding financial literacy. Get some knowledge, contact these gentlemen, and let's move forward in our knowledge and our understanding. Thank you so much. I am Renetta Milner-Gardner. As always, I say, make it a great day.
Hey, I'm Tanya Scott Pilcher. It has been a blast. And as always, live life like there is no tomorrow. Y'all take care. God bless. Have a great day.